Hello world and welcome to the next video. In this video I'm going to try something a little different, and while I am sharing my commentary, I am in the background playing Microsoft Flight Simulator so you can get some beautiful sights while listening. I want to talk about what created Donald Trump and why such a person grew to the top of the Republican Party and then also became president. Now understand, I don't think Trumpism is going away anytime soon. This phenomenon will continue. Primarily, someone like Donald Trump came about due to major problems in the Democratic and Republican parties. Both parties have some big flaws. One of their main issues is they have been corrupted by money. Politics has been corrupted by money, by and large. Special interests can simply buy the policies that they want by contributing to politicians. And so Republicans have been bought off long ago. And many Democrats, almost all of them, are also bought off in one way or another. Now they'll deny it, of course. So basically, the situation you're seeing here is that both parties cater to corporate interests. So of course, the people, the voters, are upset, and they don't have a choice among two corporate parties. So in many ways, Donald Trump was a fake populist. He did talk about a lot of things that got people excited when he was first running for president. And he continues to lie about some of those populist ideas about helping the average person out. By and large, though, he did keep his focus on helping corporations. The primary contribution of his administration is the tax bill, which is a huge tax break for basically just a handful of companies. And the tax breaks for individuals expire after not too long. Now, Donald Trump certainly is not a politician. He doesn't speak like politicians do. So a lot of times he says what he's thinking, and people liked that, for better or worse. He will happily brag about failed businesses or skipping taxes because he says it's good business acumen. Basically, because of the branding, whatever the criticism of him is, he finds a way to justify it and write it off. The spreading fake information is a big problem that he's been doing and the Republicans have been pushing now under his administration, such as this idea that there was some sort of widespread voter fraud when there was none. Now, of course, irregularities or any issues should be investigated, but to continue to push a false story, misrepresenting the facts, pretending that something went terribly wrong when it did not, you can investigate the irregularities, but you cannot lie about the reality of the things that did happen. Unwillingness to change on a lot of topics or adjust or be reasonable is another fault of this authoritarian leader like Trump, of another authoritarian leader like Trump that could arise if the Democratic Party cannot address these issues with their representatives and have exciting politicians that people are motivated to vote for. This election, Trump versus Biden, it was more of an election against Trump rather than in favor of Biden, to be honest. So in the future, a Trump version 2 could pop up, and if the Democrats don't have a viable opposition, they're not in good shape. So ideally, we need to reform the Democratic Party. Ideally, we need better representatives. We need to get money out of politics and have representatives that will push for the actual policies that people want implemented. For example, during the pandemic, right now, a very simple thing is people want some relief, some stimulus checks of some kind. And still, Congress, Democrats and Republicans included, cannot seem to achieve what is needed. Right now, I am concerned that the future may hold a more authoritarian, more effective version of Trump. And I'm concerned with the Democratic Party's ability to fight off such a threat, because even one presidency can cause deep damage, as all of the fake information during the Trump presidency has damaged our democracy and the USA in general. It would appear that we were resilient, but only time will tell if there's been lasting damage to some of our institutions. A lot of times the way our society works right now is an event happens, something bad. It causes outrage. People speak out, and then no bills, no substantive change occurs. That's a recipe for disaster. If there's a democratic government, democratically controlled by that party, And if there are real issues and they are not addressed properly, well, there's always a backlash. My concern is if President Biden does not do a good job, and if the Democrats, with a potential 50-seat Senate, if they do win the runoffs, and a majority in the House, if they do not coalesce around the good ideas about actually passing good policy, if it's all just words, there will be a backlash in 2022, 2024, and on, and there may be a Trump version 2. A backlash is not inevitable, but it's likely if the Democrats lead with only talk and not policy. And that's my major concern is I haven't heard as much talk on policy as I should be hearing. And some of that will be the responsibility of the voters to speak out and continue to pressure their representatives to do things. And beyond that, if there are representatives who refuse, it's important to primary them in 2022 and onward with better candidates. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed some of my flying as well in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And if you enjoy my commentary, please like this video, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.